Alright, so what is a rig? What is it made of? A rig is basically a way to have more customized, complex motions on your characters without the need for a bunch of deformers. And they're made up of, loosely speaking, a few different parts. So one of those things is the geometry itself, right? Like the thing that looks like the object that you want in your final scene, basically. This is just a regular polygon mesh. It is bound to what are called joints, and these are basically just like fake bones for your character that sort of define where they rotate, how they move. It's attached and sort of controlled, the skin deformation itself, by something called weight painting, which I'll get into later, but it basically just says, hey, like this part of the rig is attached mostly to this joint, and then a little bit to this joint, and like a tiny bit to that one. It's a, again, I'll do a video on that later. So we have the rig, we have the skeleton, and we have these controls. And the controls basically serve to control the skeleton without having to actually key the skeleton joints. There's a few reasons why doing that is a terrible idea, which I go over later. But basically, if you grab this control, and you move the control, it's going to move the joints itself, and then those joints are going to move, I hit the skin, didn't I? It's going to move the skin as well. So basically what you interact with while you're animating is the controls, which drive the joints, which drive the skin. And that is the basics of sort of what a rig is and how it's set up on a very sort of high level thing. I'll go in again how to set up all this stuff later. But if you look, most times you're going to have the controllers driving the joints with constraints. So if we look under like the different ear constraints and such, you can see a bunch of different constraints there that are attaching these controllers to the joints so that the controller moves, the joint moves. Again, super basic overview of just like how basically most rigs are set up.